Hey, what's up? This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and welcome to my channel. I'm here to give you the best crypto information and content that I can in about 10 minutes. All right, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been falling steadily and accelerating this fall, and there is no support whatsoever in sight right now. It is fallen massively. It's gone from 22,000 support to 21,000 support, and now all the way down to almost 20,900, and that in this region right here. And you can see right now it is pretty massively oversold. We look at the RSI, and the RSI is at 24. That is anything under 30 is massively oversold. I would expect that eventually we're going to see a small relief bounce here in a little bit. I think that's very possible. Bitcoin has been under some extreme pressure today because the NASDAQ has been falling and falling and falling, and Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ. Not to mention that, but after the market closed, Walmart came out and lowered their profitability. They lowered their guidance for the rest of the year, citing economic conditions and increased fuel prices, and that causes a ripple effect. So Walmart's a huge company. It causes futures to go down, which causes Bitcoin to go down, which causes the rest of crypto to go down. So that's the reason why we're seeing these massive 4 hours of just red candles and selling. The bears have taken over right now, and the way I see it right now, we are heading for, like I've been saying this whole week, in the last couple of days, we are heading to potentially retest 19,600 here at the bottom end of this channel. So we're still well within this channel that I pointed out. And right now, the way things are looking, this looks like a bear flag. So what I expect to see with this bear flag is we're going to have a retest at the lows, that 19,600 level or so, and then if this is a bear flag, it will push right through the support there at 19,600, and it will probably go and retest support at 17,500. Now that's entirely possible, because even when you zoom out, you look at the daily, and the daily right now is sitting at about 44 RSI, which is not overbought, which is not oversold, and we have potentially a lot of bad news on the horizon, especially if we get more earnings, and these earnings are negative. All the tech giants that we're going to report, they could potentially report negative and cause the NASDAQ to fall. So we actually have Alphabet, which is Google, and we have Microsoft reporting tomorrow, and that could potentially impact the price of crypto and Bitcoin and send the entire stock market down with it. So that's entirely a possibility. I personally don't know the likelihood of that happening. It would seem like to me that the earnings for both those companies are pretty low, so it's possible that if they reach those very low earnings, that we could see a relief rally. It's definitely a possibility as well, but I think the most realistic scenario here is that we retest this bottom channel that I have outlined at 19,600 for Bitcoin. Next, moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum is still holding up slightly better than Bitcoin is. Ethereum's not down as much, but it has taken a huge hit here in the last day or so before in between the videos that I've done. And you can see these huge volume candles coming in, again, at the last couple hours that I've been doing this, these huge volume candles, these red volume candles. And Ethereum is also very oversold right now. RSI at 24. And the next support level for Ethereum that we're going to be looking at is about 1,400 or so. It's very close. And then below that, we're looking at about 1,300. So that would be a strong psychological support. It spent some time back here in the 16th and 17th of July, making sideways motion and consolidating. So I expect that this 1318 level here is going to be their next level of support. However, we're probably going to see in the next couple hours, we're probably going to see a relief bounce, and it could potentially also trend lower with Bitcoin. Now, if we take a look at the dollar index next here, we can see the dollar index actually hasn't been really going up that much. It's been mostly sideways. Now, this is especially important going into that Fed meeting, because if the Fed decides to raise interest rates, they're going to boost this dollar index. The dollar index is going to go higher because the value of the dollar is going to climb on increasing interest rates, because it makes borrowing money more expensive, or it makes borrowing dollars more expensive. All right. And we take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has also been going down, and it's reclaimed a little bit, though. It's actually gone and made a higher low here from about like 41.9% to where it is right now at 42.5. So I'll be watching that and seeing if I get any new information off of this. All right, so let's move to our news. So first off, we have the Binance CEO, CZ, has filed a defamation lawsuit against a Bloomberg subsidiary in Hong Kong. So what happened here is that this Bloomberg subsidiary decided to basically call it, they called it Binance Chenpeng Zhao. Sorry if I butchered that, but they called him, that's CZ, they called him or Binance a Ponzi scheme, which obviously he wasn't very happy about. So here's a tweet he put up. The comments here say it all. While most journalists at Bloomberg are good, this time it was bad. So he's obviously not very happy about that. And so he basically will sue Bloomberg in the U.S. for defamation off of this headline that they put out. Okay. Next, this is a very interesting story. I always like following this story because it's just so full of hubris. You have this crypto user who's been actually fairly famous. His name is James Howells. It lost a massive amount of Bitcoin, $163 million in Bitcoin, and he apparently threw away his Bitcoin that he bought into a landfill. He had it as part of in a hard drive. He threw that hard drive away accidentally, and now this roughly 7,500 Bitcoin are lost. And he spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out where it is. And he's tried many different things. He's tried hiring people to help him. He's tried lobbying the British government, and now he wants to go ahead and try to employ robots to help search for that lost hard drive. So, honestly, it is an important tale for anybody who's interested in cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, because this just goes to show you that no matter where you put your money, you always have to make sure that your private keys and your physical hardware wallet are safe and secure, and they're exactly where you expect them to be. Because the other issue with being your own bank is there's only yourself to blame if these funds are lost. There's no backup. There's no insurance. You're basically stuck with the money that's lost, and you've kind of got to deal with it. That's the other side of crypto, is that you're your own bank, so you're ultimately responsible for your own funds. And now this man, James Howells, is trying to get robots to help him search for the discarded crypto. So I hope he finds it. I really hope he does. You know, I want to see a good ending to this story. It'd be really nice. Next, we have the former Pharma Bro, Martin Shkreli, who's now getting into crypto. All right, so Martin Shkreli, he was the so-called Pharma Bro who was most infamous for raising the price of a life-saving drug by 5,000%. And he recently got out of prison because he was being investigated for some financial crimes. And now he has co-founded a company called Druglike, which apparently is trying to democratize the costs of drug discovery via decentralized computing. So he's trying to get into the Web3 space. Now, this is very interesting and maybe not surprising that somebody like him would get into crypto because there is a lot of funding, or at least there was a lot of funding, to go around before this last bear market. So, very interesting information. We'll see how this turns out. So, that's all I got for you today. If you like this content, please let me know. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow me. I would greatly appreciate that. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, signing out.